Imagine a world where the Americas didn't exist, at least not on any map, not in any sailor's tale, not even in the wildest imaginations of the time. This was the world before 1492, a world on the brink of a seismic shift. Christopher Columbus, an ambitious Italian navigator, set sail westward, not to discover a new world, but to find a shorter trade route to the east. Little did he know, his journey would forever alter the course of human history. Columbus's expedition was driven by a quest for wealth, spices, and gold. The East, with its silks and spices, held an irresistible allure. Yet, the journey eastward was fraught with danger and difficulty. It was this desire for a faster, safer route that fueled Columbus's ambition and ultimately led him to the shores of a continent unknown to him. Armed with the patronage of the Spanish monarchs, Ferdinand and Isabella, Columbus embarked on his fateful voyage. His determination would lead him not to the bustling markets of India, but to a new world, untouched and unimagined. Columbus's voyage was a leap of faith, a gamble on the unknown. He sailed west, guided by the stars, the winds, and a belief in his calculations. His journey, however, was destined to be a detour, a wrong turn that would change the course of history. Instead of landing on the shores of Asia, his ships first touched land in the Bahamas, a place he mistakenly identified as the Indies. This miscalculation, this accidental landing, would have far-reaching consequences. It marked the beginning of European interaction with the Americas, a continent teeming with diverse cultures and civilizations. The indigenous populations of the Americas had developed complex societies independent of European influence. They had their own systems of governance, their own religions, their own ways of life. The arrival of Columbus and his crew shattered this isolation, marking the beginning of a new era. The discovery of the Americas was not a revelation of something previously non-existent. It was an encounter, a meeting of two worlds that had evolved separately for millennia. News of Columbus's discovery spread through Europe like wildfire. The reports of new lands filled with exotic flora and fauna captivated the imagination of the Old World. This new world became a symbol of opportunity, a blank canvas upon which dreams of wealth, power, and adventure could be painted. The discovery of the Americas ignited a wave of exploration and colonization. European powers raced to claim their stake in this new territory. Spain, Portugal, England, France, and the Netherlands all vied for control, establishing colonies and vying for dominance. The influx of Europeans had a profound impact on the Americas. The indigenous populations, who had no immunity to the diseases carried by the Europeans, were decimated by epidemics. Smallpox, measles, and influenza ripped through their communities, leaving devastation in their wake. This demographic collapse had a devastating impact on their societies, cultures, and way of life. The encounter between Europeans and the indigenous populations of the Americas was not merely a meeting of different peoples, it was a clash of cultures, a collision of worldviews with tragic consequences. The Europeans, with their belief in their own superiority, often viewed the indigenous populations as savages, as obstacles to be overcome in their quest for wealth and dominance. This sense of cultural superiority manifested in various forms, from forced conversions to Christianity to the enslavement of indigenous populations. The Europeans sought to impose their own values, beliefs, and systems of governance on the native inhabitants, often through brutal and oppressive means. The consequences of this cultural clash were devastating, leading to the loss of countless lives and the destruction of entire civilizations. Despite their valiant efforts, the indigenous populations were ultimately unable to withstand the onslaught of European diseases, technology, and military might. The discovery of the Americas had a profound impact on the balance of power in the world. It fueled the rise of new empires and hastened the decline of old ones. Spain in particular amassed vast wealth and power from its American colonies, becoming the dominant European power of the 16th century. The influx of gold and silver from the Americas fueled Spanish ambitions, financing wars and conquests across Europe. The Spanish Empire, stretching from the Americas to the Philippines, became a global power, shaping the political landscape of the world. However, the wealth of the Americas proved to be both a blessing and a curse for Spain. The influx of gold and silver led to inflation, undermining the Spanish economy in the long run. The rise and fall of Spain illustrate the profound impact that the discovery of the Americas had on the global balance of power. The discovery of the Americas was not merely a historical event, it was a global transformation. It triggered a series of interconnected changes that reverberated across the globe, impacting everything from trade and economics to demographics and the environment. The establishment of new trade routes across the Atlantic led to a surge in global trade. New products, such as tobacco, potatoes, and tomatoes, were introduced to Europe, transforming diets and agricultural practices. The Americas also became a destination for European migrants seeking new opportunities, leading to a significant increase in the population of the New World. This exchange of goods, people, and ideas, known as the Columbian Exchange, had a profound impact on the world. It led to the globalization of crops, the spread of diseases, and the transfer of wealth and resources on an unprecedented scale. The discovery of the Americas also had a significant impact on the environment. The accidental discovery of the Americas by Christopher Columbus is a pivotal event in human history. It marks a turning point, a before and after in the narrative of our world. The consequences of this encounter, both intended and unintended, continue to shape our world today. The legacy of Columbus is a complex one, fraught with contradictions. He is celebrated as a visionary explorer, a symbol of courage and determination. Yet, he is also condemned as a harbinger of colonialism, slavery, and the destruction of indigenous cultures. His arrival in the Americas triggered a chain of events that led to the rise of the West, the transatlantic slave trade, and the foundation of modern nations. It also resulted in the decimation of indigenous populations, the exploitation of resources, and the lasting impact of colonialism. As we reflect on the accidental discovery of the Americas, we are reminded of the power of perspective. What began as a quest for a westward route to the east resulted in a collision of worlds, forever altering the course of human history. It is a story that challenges us to confront the complexities of the past, to acknowledge the suffering and resilience of those who were impacted, and to learn from the mistakes and triumphs of those who came before us. The discovery of the Americas is not just a historical event, it is an ongoing process of understanding, reconciliation, and growth. It is a reminder that our world is shaped by the choices we make, the actions we take, and the stories we tell. As we move forward, we must strive to create a future where the mistakes of the past are not repeated, where diversity is celebrated, and where all people have the opportunity to thrive. The world we live in today, shaped by globalization and interconnectedness, is a testament to the profound impact of that accidental discovery.